here's my lovely Juno 106, and here's the Juno 60 chorus from Roland Cloud. And here I've set up a little demo. Everything you see here in pink is the 106, and everything in blue is the Juno 60 chorus. And just to annoy you, I'll show you here, we've got pink, blue, pink, blue, pink, blue. And that's what you heard in the intro when you saw me playing the 106. It wasn't actually the 106. It was a mix between the 106 and the Cloud version. So sorry if I fooled anyone there. It was absolutely intentional. Unmistakable sound of the Juno chorus. So what I've done now is I've taken just the single sawtooth. That is the 106, as I say, and I've bounced down type 1 and type 2, and they're in blue here. So very much a Juno style chorus, slight differences in there, and we'll look at them in a second. But just to show you, this is type 1 and 2 together. And I just can't do that on the 106. I can't get the buttons down together at the same time. Maybe that's like all 106s, maybe you could only do it on the 60, I don't know. Anyway, just to look at that in a little bit more depth, if we mute this one. So that's the Juno, and this is the Emulation. There are slight differences there. The main one you can hear is the fact that the Emulation is slightly slower. If you look at these peaks, 1, 2, small, 1, 2, 1, 2, small, 1, 2. So it's got exactly the same sort of structure, but the Cloud version is just a tiny bit slower and it doesn't seem to modulate quite as deeply. And it's similar for chorus 2. Although to my ears that does sound a little bit closer, but that's not really how we use choruses, is it? We don't put them on single sawtooths, we put them on pads to make them sound nice and rich and full, like we heard on the intro. So here's what I did there. And I use that as the basis for the Cloud versions. So here's the 106 type 1. So we really do think that once you've got a few notes playing and you've got those frequencies beating between the different oscillators anyway, those minor differences in that sort of rhythmic speed make no difference whatsoever. don't know about you, but I can't tell one from the other. I'd never pick one out in a blind test. And just to show you, this is the cloud version with type 1 and 2 in. Did anyone ever use that? Anyway, I'll just play this again. That goes from the 106 to the cloud version with a little bit of crossfade between them. Really, really identical. I've tried that on type 1 as well. I'm not sure if my crossfades are as good. Not bad, but it does show exactly the same, doesn't it? That you can't really tell one from the other. Pretty much indistinguishable. If we take a look at this, just at some of the other features, noise is a pretty important part of the circuit on this because it's a pretty noisy thing. And I'll just demo the noise to you as well. Let's just put the gain up so you can hear it. And that's my particular 106, and it's a little bit odd. It sort of beats more in one ear than the other. Now let's listen to the cloud version. And on noise level 4, it's about the same as my Juno. Just take that gain off the Juno. But mine Juno's only got a tiny bit on the right-hand side. And if we go to a recorded type 2, Juno's a bit quicker. Here we go. The same again, we get a little bit more noise from the Juno, and on mine it is still lower in the right than the left. Let's have a listen to them, shall we? That's my 106. Just turn that down a bit. Bit slower and a bit brighter as well, isn't it? You can also hear a background hum on the Juno. A little authentic electric hum. But mine's a 106, this is a 60, mine's 40 years old, and obviously one side's deteriorated quicker than the other. I doubt if you got two together in the same room, they would sound identical, but they would have the same character, which I absolutely think this does. Let's just listen to this bit again. And one other thing I never showed was that this has got a wet and dry mix as well, but we all know what that does. So all in all, I think it's a great addition to the Juno Cloud. I do think it sounds like a Juno chorus. I hope that was of some use to somebody somewhere, and if it was, please think about subscribing, ring the bell, join me on Patreon, and all the rest of it. And I'll see you next time.